Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rusty 78609 in Central Texas, USA, and welcome to episode number 7 of Rv'Ing with Dick and Jane. Isn't this exciting? I know you're just all on the edge of your seats. The popcorn is ready, your hot dogs are in your hand, and you're ready for this thrilling episode. Well, I'm taking a little liberty here as the author of these videos, and I am turning the clock forward 5 years. Okay, as you recall, Dick and Jane were at an RV resort. They were having a good time. They had a little problem with some leaks on the slide out, and they also had another leak that turned out to be a hot water heater leak, but they got all that resolved. They ran into a few other little small new RV issues, nothing major, but you know, just welcome to Rv'Ing Dick and Jane. Now that 5 years have passed, there have been a number of changes. First of all, both of the pets have gone to the pet heaven due to just old age related health issues for dogs. It could have been heartworms, it could have been any number of things, I do not know. I just know that both pets have gone to dog heaven, and that's enough said about that. So there they are. Now they don't have any pets, but they still got the big RV. And their neighborhood, you know, they've been going quite a bit. You know, they're starting to go more and more over the years. After the third year, it really picked up. They were gone about 7 months that year traveling around. And another reason they were traveling so much is both of their children have relocated to another state. So the children and the grandkids are no longer in the same community. Also, their neighborhood has taken on a whole new look. The people that used to be there that were their neighbors have all moved out or died or whatever, and the neighborhood's taken on a new look. Most of them, there's a lot of people in the neighborhood from Asia and India that they can't really communicate that well with. So they don't have people over often at all, and sometimes months go by without anybody even visiting, and the calls are getting more rare. So they've had some quality time out on the road to talk to each other about these things. At first, Jane was a little reluctant to even consider selling the sticks and bricks home that they had lived in for about 35 years. And Dick was not real sure about it either, but you know, there they've got this big 4-bedroom, 3-bath home that they're paying a ton of property taxes on and having to maintain it. And of course, they got the yard and all the things that go with having a sticks and bricks home. And they've been out on the road a lot. They've made a few friends out there on the road that are full-timers. And they've met up with a few of them at different RV parks and locations and so forth. And they're kind of on the fence about full-timing. I mean, you know, they're really thinking about selling their home, buying a smaller RV, a smaller travel trailer. They thought about a Class C or a motorhome, but then they talked themselves out of it because that would give them two mechanical things to maintain. You know, they'd have to have a tow vehicle, and then they'd have to have the Class C. So they just decided that because of the space issues, they would rather have the travel trailer, just a smaller one. They're looking right now at a 24, 26 footer with one slide out, and that should work well for just a man and his wife. And again, you know, they're moving up now. You know, they retired. They were around 65, so they're getting close to 70 now. The grandkids have gotten older and fixed to go off to college, so everything's changing, and you'll find that out, guys. In life, things are continually changing and not standing still. Nothing is static. So as their life has changed, they have begun to enjoy living in the smaller housing, the travel trailer, and it's gotten a little addictive actually, and so they're probably going to do that, and they're going to go through, of course, the downsizing where they got to get rid of all their stuff, as I talked about in another video. You know, they'll have the kids over and all that stuff, But they're really thinking about implementing this plan pretty soon. They're on the road now, traveling, and they're headed back home. And they've about 90% decided when they get back home, they're going to start looking at their stuff and having some garage sales and giving some stuff away to the kids and start the process of moving and going full time in an RV. And they, of course, they could change their mind. They're adults, and they discuss things thoroughly. And since they're on the road more than they used to be, driving and so forth, they've got a lot of time to talk and hash things out. And fortunately, they're pretty good friends, and they don't get angry about their partner's thinking. And so they, of course, they have their little spats every now and then. Every couple, knows how to jab each other after 40 years. They know where the weak spots are, and if they want to start an argument, they know exactly how to do it. But that's where they're at now, guys. That's where Dick and Jane are. The pets are gone, the kids have moved out, the neighborhood's changed, and they're reaching that ripe old age of 70 and realizing that they don't need that big home. They've also talked about, their end-of-life plans, what to do in the event one of them has some issues and so forth and is no longer there, what they plan to do. So they're mature. They're not ignoring those quote final issues, because you have to be aware of your own mortality, and you have to plan for it. Unfortunately, the least planned for event is death. I used to work with wills and trusts and stuff when I was a CPA years ago, and I would find clients that were upper middle income that had no will. They didn't have a will of any kind. They hadn't even thought about, that for those that were really had some wealth, they'd never thought about setting up trusts or doing anything to avoid some heavy taxes at death. Of course, all that's changed now. The estate tax exemption now, I think, is $1 million. You can have that much without having to pay any estate tax. I could be wrong on that, but it's way up there. But having said that, they're in that mode now. They're facing the facts of life, and but they're still going to do some RVing. They want to do some boondocking. They've talked about that. Dick is interested in learning more about solar. Jane is getting pretty good with her artwork, and she's getting into a little photography now. And in fact, Dick's even thinking about getting him a drone, one of those little flying things with a camera on it, as a toy. And I think that's great. I think that people it just expands your mind, and it gives you something to do. And that's really what you've got to do when you retire, as they have, and now they're full-time in RVing, or fixing to. So with that in mind, folks, this has been a good series. I'll probably do a few more about their downsizing, getting in the 26-foot RV, etc., and then them going boondocking and stuff. But it's an interesting way of life if it's suited to you. And Dick and Jane have done it right. They've been out there on the road quite a bit for over a period of 5 years, so they know what they're faced with. All that glitters isn't gold. There's still some expense, not near what it is having a home, a large home. But they're going to sell that. And Dick also plans to find a home base. He and Jane are going to try to find a home base that's kind of centrally located, where they can go visit their children. And instead of having the children over to visit them on holidays, they plan to visit one at Thanksgiving and one at Christmas. And they'll just go in their RV and have their home with them, so that after Thanksgiving dinner and Christmas, whatever, then they can go to their RV and take a nap and do whatever they want to do, and then go back to visit the children late that evening or whatever. You know what I mean? They can, they'll have their own home. It won't be like they have to sleep in a bedroom at their children's home, which is always a little awkward for anyone. But be that as it may, guys, the Dick and Jane Rv'Ing deal has moved forward. Things have changed, and you'll find in your life, things are changing all the time. So from Central Texas, this is Rusty, 78609, thumbs up, carpe diem, adios, bye-bye, buy anything your little heart desires. But if you think about it, use the link to Amazon products in the description of all of my videos. Why? Because I'm an Amazon affiliate and I get a small commission, and it does not cost you 1 penny. If you don't want to use the link, don't worry about it. Still, you can still watch the videos. I mean, enjoy. If you enjoy them, fine. What else? Drink plenty of water. 3 or 4 quarts a day won't hurt you. It's good for you. It'll help you avoid gout, kidney stones, and it'll also help you lose weight because you'll be full of water and you won't want to eat so much. What else? Take deep breaths. Breathe in deeply. Breathe in deeply, hold it for a few seconds, and then breathe out slowly. Why? Because that relieves stress, and relieving stress does what? Lowers your blood pressure, and lowering your blood pressure is very good for you. What else? Stretch, 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 walk, walk, walk. You know, exercise your body. Move your body. Don't become a couch potato. What else? Stand guard at the door of your mind. Do not let negative Nancy or negative Ned get inside of your head. Stand guard. You know, accentuate the positive, eliminate the negative. You'll feel better. Everyone around you will feel better when you feel good. You know, you'll sleep better. When you sleep better, is that good for you? Sure it is. You know, not having to take any sleeping pills and stuff, isn't that wonderful? But anyway, enjoy your life, guys, one day at a time. Bye-bye.